Hey guys, it is Thursday. I just finished eating a granola bar. I started making my homemade granola bars again, and they're delicious. So I thought my camera had died. Yesterday I tried to turn it on and it wouldn't work. It would not turn on for the life of me. And then today I randomly tried it and it worked. So I just want to say that up front and now, because it might not turn on again. It might be, I don't know what the problem is. I've done everything possible thing to fix it. It just isn't working. So I say that to say some of my filming from this point forward will either be on my big fancy camera that I'm doing now, or it might be on my crappy vlogging camera that doesn't really produce that great a quality, but it works. Or it might be on my iPhone, which I don't have a lot of space on my phone. So yeah. So we're waiting for Shane to come home. He has been off for a couple days, but he had to be in Southern Ontario for some different things. One thing was he went to go pick up our new puppy Maple. And so he did that yesterday, but he also has to pick up these ribbons for this field trial that's here in town this weekend. But the guy who's doing the ribbons, they were supposed to be done yesterday. They weren't done yesterday. So Shane drove hours to get to the guy's place for this morning, and they're not done either, and they won't be done until 3. So that's really frustrating. So he's not going to be home till much later. We are really anxious to see him. He hasn't been home for a real visit since June. He came home about a week ago. We had to put our dog down, Bee, and it was heartbreaking. It was his dog, and so he came home for that, but it was a very quick trip and we didn't really get to see him. It was mixed with like a lot of sadness and all of that. So this is like our first like family time that he'll be home, and it's being eaten up by this whole fiasco that's happening in Southern Ontario. So this camera's really heavy. My arm is hurting. We just took a break from school. Aubrey took our one dog Elsa out. We had lunch. I'm gonna get a drink. I switched the laundry over, and we're gonna get back to school. So this is the cabinet that's just right next to my stove. I keep my cookbooks up here, and they're usually in a really organized fashion, but I pulled some out the other day to do some fall meal planning, and everything kind of fell, and just with life, things got a bit disorganized. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna reorganize this cabinet. Just the cookbook shelf. Down below is our command center, and that too needs a major overhaul, but right now I'm not dealing with that. I want to get this taken care of. So one of the projects I'm going to work on this fall is getting my recipes in order. So I've got some loose recipe cards. I've got these blank recipe cards that I actually really love recipe cards. I bought these before I was even married because I am all about cooking. I've got this notebook. So again, before I got married, I went through my mom's like church cookbooks, family recipes, and things like that, and I wrote out so many recipes that were family recipes, and they are in this notebook. And this notebook is now, gosh, almost, well, it's about 11 years old. I also have a lot of printed recipes that are go-tos, and I'd like to get these into some kind of binder. I have got recipes that I have printed for my email, like things that my mom has sent me. Again, more family recipes. Recipe cards that I like. This is my famous sweet potato crunch. I get asked for this recipe all the time. Every time I make it, I have got just all kinds of recipes, and I need to organize them better. So that's a project that I'm going to do this fall. So for now, I'm going to just consolidate everything and put it up in the cupboard. I'm going to go through these little cookbooks here. This is just the pamphlet for our Ninja. I always like to look at these little books around Christmas. I never use them. This was for our Magic Bullet. Again, I'm probably going to get rid of this because I won't really use that. I've got some Gooseberry Patch soups. I want to go through that one. A hamburger one, like these Pillsbury little cookbooks that you can pick up from the grocery store. They're usually like at the checkout with the magazines. My mom used to always get these, and she got some really great recipes in them. And these were some that she picked up for me, and then some that I bought. So I like to just kind of still hang on to those. So part of my thing is that I want to make sure to actually be going through my cookbooks. For a long time, I've relied on Pinterest, and nothing wrong with that. But I have got a wealth of information in all of these cookbooks and stuff, and I would like to get back to actually using some of this more traditional stuff. Okay, so this is how everything turned out. This is not all of my cookbooks. I will show you the other ones that I have. But yeah, I'm just feeling really inspired to go through a lot of these cookbooks. I did go ahead and go through my Pioneer Woman and the Fall Family Favorites, or Fall Family and Friends from Gooseberry Patch just recently. I kept out the soups book from Gooseberry Patch as well. I want to kind of browse through that this evening and see if there's any soup recipes I'd like to try. I also want to pull down this Fix It and Forget It, the 5 ingredients, maybe the made from scratch one, and 5 ingredients or less. I'd like to pull those down later and look through them for some more recipes for the fall. Again, I'm just looking for some new favorites. I want to stay away from a lot of processed food still, and that's kind of the only drawback about some of those cookbooks is they use a lot of processed foods, but there's always gems. I am going to go ahead and let this book go. This one as well. It was sponsored by Sun-Made Raisins, and I don't use a lot of raisins and dried fruit in my cooking, and then I'm going to let this one go as well. It's like a Magic Bullet recipe book. I'm going to go ahead and donate those, and I did pull this out. I'm going to put it with our pamphlets and like important papers. Okay, so I sat down to film, and I got like a sliver in my hand. Of course, it's not going to focus. You see that little black thing right there? I chipped my finger on this wood, and I pulled out a chunk, but that other chunk is still in there and it hurts. Okay, anyways. So this is that little black table that sits in my kitchen. We kind of use it as a functional sort of island, if you will. My grandparents actually gave me this table. They refinished it when I was a teenager, and I just can't bear to part with it because both of them have passed away. We did go ahead and put some casters on the bottom. There, you can see a little better there, to make it a little easier to move around. So I have put the cookbooks that I use the most just right here on this island. So I'll kind of go ahead and look at these. All my Trim Healthy Mama books, 100 Days of Real Food. My canning books are here. A Barefoot Contessa, Back to Basics. The Family Cooks. I got that one at the thrift store, and it's an incredible book. And then Yum and Yummer, which is, they just use like a lot of foods that are not processed, which I'm just really appreciating. Next to it, I have this basket set. My mother-in-law gave this to me, and it's funny because I was looking at this at Costco, and I didn't get it, but she got it and asked if I was interested in it, and I was like, yes, oh my gosh. So for now, until I find a different place, like maybe in my pantry or something, I have it under here, and it's holding our cleaning rags. So we've kind of done away with paper towels. We will actually, I think we're going to be getting some because we've got a new puppy coming, and yeah, I can't be laundering like lots of pee rags. No thank you. So anyways, but they hold our cleaning rags. I've got a bunch that still need to go in here. They are kind of in the washing machine right now, actually. But this is this little setup, and it's handy and it's convenient. And up on top of this island, I've got my Magnolia cookbook. I just wanted to display it for the season. I have it in this bowl with this towel and a couple of faux pumpkins. I've got all my garden bounty besides the bananas that I need to deal with. I found these huge baseball bat zucchinis in my garden yesterday. I've got all my pickling cucumbers that I need to deal with, but my husband's had the truck, so I haven't been able to go to the store. He's had it for a little over a week now, so I need to get like the spices for the pickles. So yeah. Okay, can I just show you guys? I'm like in full-on nesting mode. Look at this mess I've just made. I seriously have been wanting to go through every nook and cranny of my house. I've got 16 minutes left for my dinner to finish cooking, and I have decided to go into this upper cabinet here. Normally that's in the back. This is our art cabinet, and though this normally stays organized, it's not, so we're gonna go through that later. But this is another part of our command center, and it's just fallen apart. So I'm putting it kind of back together, and I'm going to make it more functional. Not today, but I am organizing it while I have this spot of time. So this bin right here, this is all our mailing supplies, like envelopes, some church directories, we've got packing tape, and all sorts of envelopes. And this is a filing system. We've got files, and then there's another one there. I have got planning stickers that came with the calendar, and clipboards and notebooks and planners, and all the things. I'm pulling out my Christmas planner and putting that at my desk because I am starting planning Christmas. Like I filmed a video today and I showed some stocking stuffers that I already got. So anyways, I have now 15 minutes left, so I'm gonna go ahead and put all of this back and have a little bit more organization that I can cross off my list. I also wanted to show you this. I've just taken an old salsa jar and I fill it up with cotton balls. As you can see, there's just a few left. And I use this to change my Scentsy wax, the cotton balls. So I pulled this out. Normally it's just kind of right in here. And I pulled that out and just ran around and dumped cotton balls in my warmers to soak up the wax. And then I'll be good to go. Okay, so that is what things normally look like. I just have an Erin Condren notebook here, a planner. I don't really use this. I love it, but I don't know. I have my Erin Condren Life Planner I always use. I had bought it beforehand. It's just like a blue sky planner from Target. It's gorgeous, beautiful, love it, but don't use it. But who knows? So it's just there till the end of the year. The filing boxes, I put some clipboards and other things in there. Shane went through when he was last home, and he went through and kind of cleared out a lot of papers. So now it's just up to me to go back through and reorganize everything, but that's not for right now. And then I've got two notebooks here. This is an old Emily Lay binder from 2014. It was part of the Simplified Life binder. And then I have this one here that's going to be my home management notebook. I made home management principles years and years and years ago, before home management binders were like a big thing, and I put them on an old blog I used to have, and they went crazy. I've often seen tutorials for home management binders here on YouTube, and they've used my principles, which is kind of always so crazy. But I'm updating that because with the baby coming, I just want to streamline a lot of our life. And anyways, and I have a calendar here, and then the plan is to put more clipboards on this door, like kids' chore charts and stuff. But I want these white ones that you get from the dollar store, and I just have these brown ones. I was initially going to paint the brown ones, but ain't nobody got time for that. So anyways, that's just kind of a peek at my command center. Oh dear, what's shutting? Oh, my purse. Get in there. The door is not shutting. Why is this not shutting? There. And then just up here we've got our first aid kit, and then an emergency supplies bin up there. And I've still got 9 minutes until dinner. This is the recipe that I'm using for baked chicken breasts. This recipe is amazing. It makes the most juiciest, amazing chicken boobs that you will ever taste. The trick is is that you cook them on high heat, 450 degrees, for 15 to 20 minutes. And you kind of coat them a bit in olive oil. They turn out so good. Okay, so the recipe calls for olive oil, but we use avocado oil, and she kind of points that out here, that extra virgin olive oil probably shouldn't be used in high heat temperatures. We always use avocado oil. It's a really healthy fat, and it's high, has a very high smoke point, so that's what we use. Anyways, I'll just hold this recipe up for a second. Pause your computer or your phone, take a screenshot. This is amazing. The recipe is from Yellow Bliss Road. So because I have a few minutes to kill before dinner, I'm gonna go ahead and go through this soups book and see if there's any soups I wanna like flag for the fall. Okay, so here's tonight's dinner. I am having a piece of chicken with smoked paprika on it, and some roasted vegetables. The yellow zucchini is actually from our garden. The kiddos are having chicken and some sliced peaches in these little fruit cups, some vegetables, and then a piece of chocolate chip zucchini bread. I was trying to think of what it's called. And again, the zucchini is from our garden. So that's dinner for tonight. Hello. Oh my gosh, she's so little. Hi, Maple. Hi, Maple. Hello there, sweetheart. Hello. Hi. Hello, princess. Oh my gosh, she's so little.
You like her? Have you had enough? You like her?
Yeah. Oh, no fighting. No fighting. No fighting.
No fighting.
Yeah, fighting.
Maple, out. Good girl, out. No, no. No, no. No.
Hi, Mace. Hi, Mace. Messy? Ooh. Almost done. I like she almost just, then she got a slip. Making a big mess. I'm actually kind of liking pink now.
I am.
You patched it?
Mm-hmm.
Come here.
Well, it's a video.
Hopefully you survive, Maple. I'll be back soon.
I see the video.
I'll show it to you.
Take care of our doggy.
I will.
She's gonna bite your bum.